Hey, what's up? How everybody doing today out there? These cold days. Ooh, it's so cold. I don't like it when it gets this cold. Right now we in the 20s and we got snow. I don't even know how many inches. All I know is it's out there. I don't like it when it gets this cold. I'm more tolerable at the 40 mark. When it start getting into the 30s, eyebrows raised. When it get to the 20s, ugh. But yeah, it's cold, but it's all good. What can you do? I've been asking for the sun to come out. Actually telling it to, and it's peaking. It's starting to come through them clouds, and I'm loving it. But today, I want to speak on why do people feel that they need to be someone that they're not. Now, though, I know that is a lot. That can go into many ways, many different topics. But I just want to know, what is that make people feel they need to put on a front, a facade, for the benefiting of sometimes they self or others. I don't get. I just don't get it. You know. I know people put on facades at workplaces. They put on facades for maybe in-laws or older elders in the family, or whatever reason being for that. But I just wonder, why is it such a difficult task to be your true authentic self and let the chips fall where they may? It's it's to me, it's utterly ridiculous, especially when you at a certain age and you ain't fooling yourself, and most likely you're not fooling a lot of people around you. But I know when someone is putting up a front, and it just bothers my mind to the degree of why are you wasting that much energy just to cover up something that you don't want to be revealed? And how long do you think that you have to do that? Because eventually everything gonna come out anyway. See, being a minister, and I'm not talking about the minister that speak on religious things. I'm the minister that speaks the truth. I don't allow no one to gatekeep my mind and put me in a box to tell me how to minister. I was ordained to be a minister, but not by no one in the church home. I was ordained by source. I was given this by source because I was told your voice is going to be a tool to utilize and to help people. Whoever you're talking to, whoever hears your message, whatever platform you're using, whether you're speaking in public or you're speaking on the internet, it doesn't matter. You're going to utilize this voice I'm giving you, so therefore you are ordained as being a minister. So when I have certain things that I have to experience in life, I wait on that right time when Spirit says it's time for you to put that out there, because someone need to hear this. And this is the message for today. Why do people feel that they have to put on a front, a facade, just to be a people pleaser, or either just to put up a covering of their true self? See, now I'm gonna give you just a small example what I did, but it was very briefly because I got to put myself in there too. But I corrected myself because I felt like, what is the point? I'm gonna be me, and if people can accept me, that will be considered their problem, not mine. Because in the end of the day, I'm still being my true self. Now I worked at this company. I ain't gonna say the name because whatever. But I built my way up into becoming a team leader, and with that job became a lot of work. I had a nice set amount of employees that I had to govern over. Of course, I had my boss, and my boss had their boss. But at this particular time, this is quite a few years ago. But every so often in this company, my boss and the boss over their boss used to let us know when the true boss, the owner, was coming through. So they wanted everybody to, tighten up, do this, do that, get ready. Because when this person hit the floor, we want them to see that we're about doing our business. They want to make sure everything's good. So that's understandable to a certain degree. But people know. They know what time it is. Do what you're supposed to do in the first place, and you won't have to put on the front. That's my motto. Do what you come here to do in the first place. But anyway, it never fails. Every time when this person hit the floor, the owner of the company, everybody changed their whole demeanor. The slackers, the ones that want to go around doing things that don't have anything to do with their job, probably doing their job but still doing other things that they ain't got nothing business doing. They probably could have covered more ground doing more other stuff so it could be ahead of the game in their department. Soon when that boss, the boss, the one that owned the whole situation, the whole company, hit the floor, everybody changed it to somebody else. And I used to wonder, what is this what we're supposed to do? So I said, okay, well, this is what y'all supposed to do. I'm gonna do it. But I didn't feel right doing it, but I did it. And do you know, with that owner of that company that got so many employees, don't care. They don't care. They trying to make money. Now, you have to look the part with certain titles above the one I had. Of course, I understand that. You gotta make sure you're on top of your game and doing what's required. Because when they go into that meeting room, you better come with what you need to come with. But I would say the ones that was on the level I am, and I would even say my boss. Why? I just don't understand. Why do people do that to themselves? Get all changed up and act like something that they not. And you know that person can see through you because they probably done been out that road before. I don't get that. But as time progressed, I realized this it's not me. I'm gonna be me. And me, I'm not a slacker. I just do what I need to do to get the work done and get the freak on. But I'm not gonna put on this image as if I'm finna be perfect Patty, if you will, or try to look like I gotta make myself look good for you. Long as I'm doing what I was hired to do, all that putting on the fronts, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna still do my job. But I just don't understand why did I do that for that time. Just try to put on this image for someone who really don't care. Probably don't even know who I am. But I'm saying that for this reason. Why do people do that? I overcame that crap because I felt if you can't accept me for who I am, then, it is what it is. I need to go ahead and hit the dough. But I found that being my true self is way better than trying to be something I'm not. I don't care for who. I don't care who the owner of what company. Accept me for me. Because I'm a stand-up woman. I'm coming here to do my job, and that's it. So why would I change all of that about me to be a people pleaser for somebody who don't even care about me? So that was my time of putting on the front. I overcame that, and I started to be my true self from then on, and it felt good being my true self, and even being my true self first versus putting on that front in that company because of the supervisor say, "Ooh, you gotta do this and that." It ain't make no bit of difference. I still did my job. I still ran my team and kept it moving. And that owner probably really didn't even care because really didn't get no recognition. It was just something that people feel they need to do once the big top flight hit the floor, and I don't understand that. But that left me less than a year. I stopped doing that. People were still doing it, but I was true to the game. I said, I'm not putting on no fronts. I'm gonna be me, do my job, and continue to be me. I'm not finna change up my way of being, how I carry myself, how I do my work ethic for somebody else. What it matter? But anyway, that was about me. But just I want to speak on something dealing with people, everyday people. Why do people do that? They think that they have to put on this front to prove to somebody something that half the time people don't even care. What is it that about people feel they have to put on this facade? Like when they go around certain people gatherings, when they go into church house or whatever, they put on this image of somebody they're not. But people like me, I can see through it. And I'm not saying everybody can see it, but a lot of people can see that. Because you one way this way, and then somewhere else you this way. I yet to understand that about people, especially when you get more mature. Why do you continue to do things like that? It bothers my mind. I need to understand that. So as I talk more and more about it to myself, my higher self gave me an understanding of why people do that. And it's kind of a bittersweet thing, but it can be healed if people allow the time to allow it to heal. Call it out for what it is and question themselves of why do they do that? Because it's not benefiting anybody. Actually, it's making you look more obvious. But one of the reasons why people put on a facade for whatever case it is because they scared rejection. They scared of being rejected. Rejected in whatever area, whether being rejected by a significant other, so they put on this fake image of someone they're not. They scared of being rejected by someone older, like a mentor or just somebody that they spend time with, associate or a co-worker. It's just something. People scared of being rejected by parents. That's a big one. Because that means you've been putting on the side for a long time. But there's a lot of reasons why people do that. And what I don't understand, people don't get the fact that takes a lot of energy. A lot of energy to put up an image of something that you're not, in order to not be judged or rejected. And that's another reason people don't want to be judged of not being their true authentic self. So they put up this fake person on display for whoever how long, whoever how many days they have to do it, being in the presence of these people they feel they got to put this front on for. But they do that because they don't want to be judged. I just don't get it. Of course, I did it in the workplace, but I realized that was not my thing. And like I said, I dropped that immediately because I'm like, I didn't feel right. I'm like, I come in here as myself, so why would I change myself in order to try to be approved by somebody else who probably even don't even recognize that I'm there? So why do people do it in their social life, in their personal life, in their intimate life or whatever? Why do they put up this fakeness just so they won't be rejected? What is it about being rejected that bothers people? What is that? I don't look at it as rejected. I look at it as corrected. You want to peel those layers off of things that you may have been taught or seen in your life and you feel that you have to do it all because of what somebody said, or you don't want to feel like somebody's going to come down on you with the hammer by judging you or whatnot. It's time to shed that layers, shed all them layers, and be your true self. If people judge you, at least let them judge you based on your truthness and not a fake image that you put out there to be judged. Because things that's done in quiet places and darkness, it always get light shedded on it. And it's not to hurt you, it's to heal you. So start working on not trying to be someone that you're not, and be your true authentic self. Because when you your true authentic self, you feel good. And when you feel good, you feel source. Cut all that stuff out. It's not serving no purpose to put on fronts, to be a people pleaser, or scared to be rejected, or scared to be judged. Be your true self. That's the only self you're supposed to be here to be anyway. All that time that you waste, all that energy that you utilize to try to be something that you're not, just to be a people pleaser or to avoid judgment or rejection. Be yourself. Can't nobody else be you but you. But when you put on this persona of being someone else, then you're not being your true self. And how did that make you feel? By the end of the day, how do you really feel when you go home and take all the masks off that you put on when you went out that door? Stop doing that to yourself. Love yourself. Stop putting on fronts and stop worrying about what people think about you. If you be yourself, why would you have to worry about what somebody think about you? You being true and authentic. Who cares what people think when you true to yourself? Heal this heart. Don't put a shield on that heart. Don't put an avatar on your heart. We already wearing avatars, it is, But be yourself. You don't need nobody to validate that. You be you and be true to you. And stop putting on the facade to be a people pleaser, or putting on one to avoid judgment or even being rejected. Even when you your true self, you're going to get rejection. Sometimes people not just going to care for what you got to say or care for you in general. That comes with the territory of being here, And the more you elevate in your knowing and being more true to yourself, you're going to still get people, naysayers and things like that. But as long as you continue to be true to you, you don't need to be fronting for nobody. What is the purpose? When you wake up in the grand rising and look at yourself in the mirror, do you look at yourself and say, I'm going to be me today and nobody else? I'm going to be whatever my name is. I'm going to be such and such and nobody else. I'm no longer putting on fronts for no one. As long as I show up and show out and do what I do naturally, who cares for judgment? Because usually when you in your true self and not your false self with that facade, what do you care about people judgment? People gonna judge you regardless to what. But why would you want somebody to judge you when you're not being your true self? That means you have to be your true self, and you wouldn't care as much. But when you be putting on the facades to try to be a people pleaser, of course you're going to feel judgment, because you're going to think somebody can see past the lies. It's just amazing. And when I'm speaking on this right now, not only from my past experience, what I went through at a job, I'm speaking on this right now because I know of someone who's doing this now. That's why this was put in my spirit to put this out here. Because if this person is going through it, it could be others out there going through it as well. You fear rejection and you fear judgment and you want to be a people pleaser. It's not worth it. Be your true self. Quit worrying about what other people think of you when you being your true self. See, it hit different when you being your true self and somebody judging you. That means they have an issue because you're being you. But when you being judged or scared of being judged and you putting on an image of being something that you're not, I can understand you fear judgment, because you're not being true to yourself. We are in a time where it's time to cut all the BS, especially when you get into a certain maturity level in age. When you going to cut out the bull crap and just face the facts? Everybody ain't going to like you, but that doesn't mean you have to put up a front. Be who you was designed to be, who you came here to be, and let the people who have an issue with it have an issue with it. Apparently you're doing something right if they're taking that much time to criticize you or judge you on your true self. Keep your head held high. Change your game. Change your mindset. Change your frame. Be the image that you're supposed to be. Your true authenticity. Rise above the facade and be genuine to yourself. All right? Well, I hope this message get to somebody out there because, wow, it made me think about something, but I'm glad that I was able to share this to the people out there who feel that they need to put on these different masks. It ain't worth it. Be the truthness that you are. That's all you can be. And it's better. And your energy is flowing better when you do. You're not wasting energy putting on these different masks. You being you. And don't worry about what people think about your true, authentic self. All right? So I want to say thanks for whoever's out there listening. This was a good one. I know it was because it felt good to me, especially giving y'all the experience that I went through. If you like the message, hit that like button below. If you want to stick around and hear more things like this coming through, subscribe to me. This is Minister Sid, and I appreciate anybody out there who's listening today. I love you all. I love my family. Y'all stay true to the game and be blessed. And I'm out. Peace.